Write something here. Imagine, if thou wilt, the moment thou dost retire to thy chamber, thy mind serene, thy body at ease. Thou dost drift into slumber, with nary a care, sleeping soundly through the hours of night, and awaken as though thou art 20 years thy junior, refreshed, invigorated, and poised to embrace the day. A fanciful notion, dost thou not think? Yet, what if I were to reveal, that such restful repose, is not merely a figment of fancy, it lies within thy grasp, commencing with the fare upon thy table. Welcome to Senior Health Star, thine esteemed source, for sagacious, science-laden counsel, to flourish in thy golden years. Today, we embark upon a journey, through 10 foods to sleep like a baby all-night care, tips, wisdom for golden years, natural, delectable provisions, that may transform thy nights, and invigorate thy days. If thou art prepared, to bid adieu to restless vigils, and greet the embrace of restorative slumber, strike that subscribe button, and sound the bell, that thou mayest never miss a morsel of wisdom. Let us commence. Let's talk about something we've all experienced, the frustration of lying awake at night, staring at the ceiling, thy mind racing with to-do lists, or worries. Or maybe thou dost fall asleep, only to wake up at 2 a.m., wide-eyed, and unable to drift back off. If thou art over 50, these sleep struggles might feel all too familiar. As we age, our circadian rhythm, the body's internal clock, starts to shift. Those natural cues, that once guided us into deep, restorative sleep, begin to fade. The result: fatigue, foggy thinking, and even impacts on our long-term health. But here's the good news: thou dost not need pills or potions to reclaim thy sleep. Nature hath already provided the tools, real, whole foods, that work with thy body, to promote relaxation, balance hormones, and lull thee into a deep, baby-like slumber. Today, we're traveling the world to uncover 10 powerful foods that can transform thy nights. From the sunny orchards of California to the lush kiwi farms of New Zealand, we'll explore how these foods can help thee sleep better, feel brighter, and live healthier. Ready to join me on this journey? Let's dive in. Our journey doth commence at a sun-kissed plantation of bananas in fair Costa Rica, where these golden treasures flourish in great abundance. Let not the humble banana be underestimated, for it is a natural balm for slumber, brimming with 3 vital nutrients: potassium, magnesium, and vitamin B6. Potassium and magnesium embrace the nervous system like a gentle caress, soothing weary muscles, and dispelling the day's burdens. In the meanwhile, vitamin B6 doth aid in the transformation of tryptophan, an amino acid, into serotonin, that joyous neurotransmitter, which elevates the spirit, and prepares the mind for restful repose. In due course, serotonin doth metamorphose into melatonin, the sacred hormone, that whispers to the brain that it is time to surrender to the embrace of sleep. Pray, allow me to recount the tale of fair Rosa, a gentle soul of 65 winters, hailing from the sun-kissed shores of San Diego. For many a year, she did battle with the vexing affliction of restless limbs, and the cruel awakenings at the stroke of 3 in the morn. Yet, lo! she did discover the humble delight of a single ripe banana, those adorned with a few brown spots, bestowing upon her a sweetness most divine, consumed an hour ere she sought her slumber. In but a matter of days, the twitching that plagued her was vanquished. As the weeks unfurled, her repose grew profound, and steadfast, particularly when she didst pair her cherished bananas with other nourishing fare. No longer did she find herself a prisoner to the relentless ticking of the midnight hour. Wouldst thou desire to elevate thine experience? Consider a warm banana pudding, crafted with the gentle embrace of oat milk. Blend a ripe banana with a modest splash of oat milk, and warm it tenderly upon the hearth, then bestow upon it a sprinkle of cinnamon's fragrant dust. 'Tis a dessert imbued with purpose, both delectable and inherently soothing. A sage counsel: shouldst thou seek to enhance thy gut's well-being, choose a banana of a greener hue. For it doth harbor resistant starch, a fiber that nourisheth the benevolent bacteria of thy gut, some of which conjure compounds linked to a more restful slumber. Bananas are not a mere charm, they are a boon. They guide thy body to relearn the art of falling asleep in nature's gentle embrace. Hark! Let us embark upon a journey to the undulating hills of fair California, where almond trees do extend their boughs as far as the eye can behold. Though almonds may appear but a delectable morsel, they serve as silent sentinels of thy slumber. These diminutive powerhouses are replete with magnesium, that noble mineral, which doth function as a natural off-switch for thy anxious spirit. Magnesium doth slow thy heart's cadence, ease the tension of thy sinews, and prepare thy corporeal form for restful repose. Moreover, almonds assist in the regulation of cortisol, that stress-laden hormone, which may keep thy mind in a tumult of worries or lists of tasks as the night doth fall. Hast thou ever risen from slumber at the hour of 2, feeling a curious alertness or a twinge of hunger? Such a state may be the result of a dip in thy blood's sweet essence, and lo, the noble almond, with its wholesome fats, doth aid in averting these descents, by fortifying thy vigor through the night. Moreover, it is abundant in vitamin E, a mighty protector against the insidious flames of chronic inflammation, which may stealthily disturb the depths of thy restorative repose. Hark! Attend, dear friend, to the art of almonds, that noble nut. Partake of a modest handful, 10 to 12 of these treasures, an hour ere the hour of rest. For the ease of thy digestion, immerse them in water for a few hours, thus diminishing the anti-nutrients that may hinder the absorption of magnesium. Dost thou seek to unleash thy creativity? Craft thine own almond milk. Soak the almonds through the night, blend them with warm water, and grace it with a sprinkle of cinnamon. Partake of this elixir before slumber, and let the soothing enchantment commence. Imagine, if thou wilt, a scene most tranquil. Thou art nestled within a snug cabin, amidst the Sierra Nevada's embrace, the fire doth crackle with warmth, and in thy grasp a chalice of almond milk, crafted by thine own hand. Such is the serenity that almonds bestow upon thy eve. Ere we proceed to our next repast, let us take a moment to ponder a most unexpected foe of slumber, decaffeinated coffee. Thou mayest deem it innocuous, forsooth, as it be decaf, yet herein lies the truth. Decaf doth still harbor 3 to 10% of the original caffeine, sufficient to rouse the slumbering souls of the sensitive. Moreover, some methods of decaffeination employ chemical solvents, such as methylene chloride, which may play havoc with thy neurotransmitters, and disturb the delicate balance of thy sleep-wake cycle. What marvels dost thou find? The essence and fragrance of that dark brew can beguile thy mind, into a state of vigilance. Thy thoughts do link the potion, with vigor, thus even a cup, devoid of its spirited essence, doth convey a false message, rendering it more arduous, to find repose. Shouldst thou partake, of decaffeinated nectar, in the twilight hours, it may, in silence, pilfer thy restorative slumber, the sacred time, when thy mind doth cleanse its chaos, thy defenses are renewed, and thy form doth mend itself. Exchange thy evening brew, of coffee, for a calming herbal draught, such as chamomile tea, which we shall delve into anon. A mere handful of nights, embracing this change, can wrought a realm of difference. Let us continue our exploration. Our forthcoming sojourn leads us to the cherry orchards of fair Michigan, where the ruby-red cherries doth serve as nature's clandestine remedy for a restful slumber. These fruits, rare in their kind, dost naturally harbor melatonin, the very hormone thy brain doth release, to herald the hour of repose. As the sands of time slip through our fingers, the burdens of stress, the glow of screens, and the whims of irregular schedules may thwart the production of melatonin, leaving us in restless turmoil. Yet, behold, cherries dost arrive, to restore the harmony of thine internal clock. Partake of 10 to 15 cherries, be they fresh or frozen, an hour ere thou dost retire, and thou shalt bestow, upon thy body, a tender push, towards slumber profound, and restorative. These cherries, rich in anthocyanins, bear antioxidants, that do battle, with the inflammation of the mind, aiding thee in rising with clarity and equilibrium. Hast thou ever awoken, with stiffness or ache? Such may be a herald, that thy body doth lack sufficient deep repose, and cherries shall assist thee, in entering those stages of healing slumber. Hark! A counsel I bestow, embrace the fresh or frozen cherries, for the dried ones oft bear the burden of added sugar, leading to tumultuous surges of energy that may thwart thy tranquil descent into slumber. Consider blending these ruby gems with almond milk, crafting a creamy elixir, or savor them as a gentle repast in the twilight hours. Imagine thyself beneath the celestial dance of the northern lights, partaking of a cherry smoothie, as thy body succumbs to the sweet embrace of restful night. Such is the enchantment of cherries. Come, let us take flight to New Zealand, the hallowed ground of the kiwi, where these fuzzy, tangy orbs transcend mere tropical delight. They are heralded as champions of slumber by the learned. Research doth reveal that partaking of 1 or 2 kiwis ere the hour of rest may enhance both the length and quality of our repose. What be the reason, thou ask? For these fruits are replete with serotonin, a substance of the mind that doth foster tranquility and prepares the way for the creation of melatonin. Lo! The humble kiwi doth bear within its vibrant flesh the gifts of vitamin C and E, those noble antioxidants that combat the insidious scourge of oxidative stress, a sly foe that doth cloud the mind and disturb the slumber. Hark! A curious tidbit: thou mayest consume the skin of the kiwi. It is rich in fiber and antioxidants aplenty. With gentle care, brush away the fuzz. Combine this fruit with half a banana, and thou shalt partake, in a bounteous feast, of sleep-enhancing nutrients, the tryptophan found in bananas, and the serotonin of kiwis, doth unite to elevate melatonin's embrace. Hark! Combine yon kiwi, a banana fair, and warm oat milk, into a creamy elixir of the night. It is light and sweet, preparing thy weary spirit, for tranquil repose. Picture thyself indulging, in this potion, by a peaceful Norwegian fjord, as thy cares dissolve, into the ether. Kiwis, thou seest, are not mere sustenance, they are a passage, to restful nights, and radiant morrows. Our voyage doth lead us, to Germany, where sauerkraut, a dish of fermented cabbage, doth serve as an unexpected companion, for slumber most sweet. Rich in probiotics, this humble fare, doth nurture the good bacteria, of the gut. Pray, why does this hold, such import? For the gut and the brain, they converse in ceaseless dialogue, and a well-tended gut, may foster compounds, that elevate the quality, of sleep. Moreover, sauerkraut doth bear, the gift of vitamin C, which doth lower cortisol, that stress-laden hormone, which may keep one restless, through the night. Hark! The secret lies, in the proper use of sauerkraut. Partake of 2 to 3 tablespoons, alongside a noble complex carbohydrate, such as brown rice or oats, a good 2 hours, ere the hour of rest. Shun the company, of heavy proteins, red meats, or sweet confections like chocolate, for they may hinder digestion, and summon forth discomfort, or restless slumber. Shouldst thou be sensitive, to histamines, heed the signs of flushing, or throbbing temples, and approach this fare with caution and gradualness. Desirest thou to craft, thine own? Slice fresh cabbage, tenderly kneaded with sea salt, and permit it to ferment, within a sealed vessel, for a week's time. Opt for raw, unpasteurized sauerkraut, to preserve those lively probiotics. Imagine thyself savoring, a modest bowl of sauerkraut and rice, in a snug cabin, of the Black Forest, thy body unwinding, as thy gut and mind harmonize, for a tranquil eve. Come hither, to the undulating oat fields, of fair Scotland, where this modest grain, doth serve not merely, as a morn's repast, but as a saviour of slumber, in the night's embrace. Oatmeal, rich in magnesium, zinc, and slow-digesting carbohydrates, doth conspire to soothe, the restless spirit, and steady the flow, of blood's sweet nectar. Hast thou ever found thyself, awake at the witching hour, with naught but silence, surrounding thee? Such a plight may arise, from a dip in thy blood's sweetness, igniting a tempest of stress. Yet, behold! The noble oat, doth guard against such falls, ensuring thy repose, until the dawn's gentle light. Oats, fair grain, dost harbor within their humble form, Avenin, a gentle elixir, that soothes the restless mind, and calms the tempest of thought. For a most fitting repast, ere the night descends, prepare thou half a cup, of rolled oats, in warm almond or oat milk, dust with cinnamon's sweet embrace, and adorn with a handful of walnuts or almonds. It is a comforting delight, a feast for the senses, crafted by nature, to usher thee, into the realm of slumber. Research doth reveal, that those who partake of oats, with regularity, do find themselves, in deeper slumber, that sacred stage, which doth mend the body, and sharpen the mind. Picture, if thou wilt, the delight of a warm bowl, of oatmeal, within a cottage, of the Scottish Highlands, where the mist doth roll beyond, and thy form doth sink, into a realm of utter tranquillity. Such is the enchantment, of oats. Our forthcoming destination, is Egypt, where the fields of chamomile, do flourish beneath the blazing desert sun. For centuries, chamomile tea, hath served as a natural remedy, for slumber, yet its true potency, doth reside in the artful preparation. The hidden secret is apigenin, a flavonoid, that doth bind to the receptors of the mind, bestowing a tranquil, anti-anxiety effect, devoid of ill consequences. To unearth the full bounty of chamomile's grace, employ the dried whole blooms, eschewing the trifling tea bags. Infuse 1 to 2 teaspoons, in water, just kissed by the boil, allow it to cool, to a gentle 175 degrees Fahrenheit, for the span of 10 minutes, cloak to ensnare the fragrant oils. A whisper of raw honey may be added, or perchance a union with lemon balm, for heightened tranquility. Partake of this elixir, 30 to 45 minutes, ere the hour of slumber, and weave it into a ritual of repose. Dim the lights, shun the screens, and perhaps let soft melodies caress the air. Imagine, if thou wilt, a scene where thou dost sip upon chamomile tea, in a tranquil Egyptian courtyard, the stars above twinkling like distant jewels. Thy body finds repose, thy mind doth quiet, and thou art lulled into a profound and restorative slumber. Chamomile, dear friend, is not merely a beverage, it is a nightly embrace from the very bosom of nature. Come, let us embark upon a sojourn to the walnut groves of fair Tuscany, where these nuts, shaped as the mind itself, do serve as a superfood for slumber. Rich in the noble omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, they are essential for the crafting of melatonin. Indeed, they bear within their form the very essence of melatonin, bestowing upon thy body a direct infusion of this slumber-inducing elixir. Lo! The noble magnesium, found within the walnut's embrace, doth lower the pressure of the blood, and soothe the weary muscles, whilst the wholesome fats therein do stabilize the sugar of the blood, warding off the vexations of midnight awakenings. Behold Martin, a gentleman of 67 years, from the fair city of Chicago, who once found himself roused from slumber on many a night. Yet, upon the addition of a modest handful of walnuts to his evening ritual, he hath discovered the sweet depths of restful sleep, and the swiftness of returning to dreams anew. To reap the utmost rewards, immerse 4 to 5 walnuts in the cool embrace of water for the span of 4 hours, thus enhancing thy digestion. Accompany them with a fruit rich in carbohydrates, such as the kiwi or the banana, to aid tryptophan in its noble quest across the blood-brain barrier, thereby elevating the spirits of serotonin and melatonin. Partake in a modest bowl of these soaked walnuts, adorned with slices of kiwi, an hour ere the hour of rest. Envision thyself savoring this repast beneath a Tuscan sunset, as thy body readies itself for a night of restorative slumber. Hark, let us embark upon a voyage to the frigid seas of Norway, where the plump fish, such as salmon, mackerel, and sardines, doth present a boon for slumber. These aquatic treasures are abundant in omega-3 fatty acids, and the noble vitamin D, both of which dost aid in the crafting of serotonin, and the governance of thy sleep-wake rhythm. Omega-3s, too, doth quell inflammation, a foe that may disturb the depths of restful sleep, whilst vitamin D doth maintain the harmony of melatonin levels. Research doth reveal that partaking of fatty fish on a bi-weekly basis may enhance the quality and length of slumber. Consider a modest serving of grilled salmon, accompanied by a side of brown rice or oats, for thy evening repast, ensuring that it be consumed no less than 2 to 3 hours ere the hour of rest, to grant time for digestion. The union of omega-3 fatty acids and complex carbohydrates doth foster a steady release of energy, thus warding off the disturbances of night's repose. Imagine, if thou wilt, a repast of fresh salmon, by the fair Norwegian fjord, where the midnight sun doth cast its golden hue. Thy body at peace, and thy mind unclouded, prepare thee for a night of profound and restorative slumber. Such fatty fish, not merely a boon for the heart, are indeed a blessing for thy nights. Our last destination doth lead us to a cocoa plantation in the fair land of Ghana, where dark chocolate, indeed, chocolate, doth serve as an unexpected companion in the realm of slumber. This dark delight, with a cocoa content of 70% or greater, doth harbor magnesium, a mineral that soothes weary muscles and placates the restless spirit. Moreover, it doth contain modest quantities of theobromine, a substance that fosters tranquility without the invigorating stir of caffeine. Lo! The secret lies in temperance. Partake of but a modest square, some 10 grams, an hour ere thou retire. Accompany it with a handful of cherries or a kiwi, for such fruits doth amplify the slumberous virtues. Antioxidants in both fruit and chocolate conspire to vanquish inflammation and foster the creation of melatonin. Steer clear of milk chocolate, or those sweetened kinds, which may stir the energies within thee. Picture, if thou wilt, the delight of a sumptuous morsel of dark chocolate amidst the verdant embrace of a Ghanaian rainforest, where the symphony of nature doth serenade thee into tranquil repose. 'Tis an indulgence, devoid of guilt, one that not only appeases thy craving for sweetness, but also lulls thee into a slumber deep and innocent as that of an infant. Now that we have journeyed through realms far and wide, uncovering these 10 foods that doth enhance our slumber, let us weave a nightly rite to unite them all. 2 hours ere the hour of rest, partake of a modest repast, or light refreshment, blending a selection of these treasures, perhaps a bowl of oatmeal, adorned with walnuts and cherries, or a smoothie of kiwi and banana, accompanied by a square of dark chocolate. Conclude this feast with a cup of chamomile tea, brewed with care, half an hour to 45 minutes before the hour of sleep. Establish a tranquil haven, let the lights be subdued, shun the glare of screens, and perchance indulge in gentle melodies, or the pages of a tome. Consistency, dear friend, doth hold the essence, when thou dost partake of these victuals, and adhere to this ritual, at the same hour each eve, thy mind shall begin to link these signals with slumber. In but a few days, thou shalt perceive nights of greater length, depth, and repose. Upon the dawn, thou shalt awaken, feeling more astute, joyous, and prepared to greet the day ahead. These victuals dost not merely pertain to slumber, they are about the restoration of thy vigor, the nurturing of thy health, and the full embrace of thy golden years. From the banana groves of Costa Rica to the chamomile meadows of Egypt, nature hath bestowed upon us all that we require to slumber as a babe. I extend my heartfelt gratitude for accompanying me on this grand voyage towards the realm of restful slumber. At Senior Health Star, our fervor lies in guiding thee to a life more healthful, joyous, and resplendent. Should this visual discourse prove beneficial, I beseech thee to bestow a thumbs up, share it with a companion, and subscribe to our channel for further wisdom, rooted in science, crafted for our esteemed seniors. Strike that bell icon, that thou mayest not miss a single offering. We have a wealth of counsel on sleep, nourishment, and well-being awaiting thy discovery. Partake in one or two of these victuals this eve, and share with us in the comments how they serve thee. What dost thou consider thy favored remedy for slumber? Let us forge a fellowship of elders flourishing in unity. Until we meet again, may thy rest be peaceful, thy life be vibrant, and thy spirit shine resplendently with Senior Health Star. Good night.